Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. We are going to do a bit of a test just out on a bit of a night run. We found a road that's quiet without any traffic well at the moment. So there's no street lights or anything like that to interfere, to really give us an idea whether this King's light bar is any good or not and to compare to others. Not sure how hard it's going to be for you to see in the video, but it's a 120 Prado, so the headlights, they're not the best in these vehicles, but I've got enough to see the road, but looking at the camera doesn't look too good. So anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to cruise along here, so we've got some real life examples of when you want to use your lights and how well it's going to light up the road or not. So at the moment it's pretty dull. I mean, that's a headlight problem, I suppose. Now, one thing with these, it comes on with the high beams, so you've got the high beams as well, but I've got to say, recent times I've been having high beams only without the light bar, and they're pretty useless. You may as well not even put them on. So if this gets better, it's all the light bar. So about to wait till we get past this sign. Should be nice and dark without anything reflective, and let's have a look and see. So what I would say about that is, this is the King's 22-inch light bar, so the cheapest version, 39 bucks it was. I would say it gives you really good light for the first probably 200 metres, which is generally most of what you want to see anyway. So if you're expecting to light up the road, half a K or a K down the road, look, I'm not sure what you'd want to see down there anyway, but if you're expecting to light it up like daylight a kilometre down the road, it's not going to happen. I'd say your best light's in the first 100 metres. 200 metres is not too bad, but it's enough light, and because it's a light bar, they do tend to spread a little bit, so you've got that light mainly along the sides. I can see along the sides a good probably 5 metres each side of the road to allow you to, if you've got any wildlife sitting around, you'd be able to spot those, obviously, if you're keeping your eye out, and hopefully slow down or whatever and prepare for them to jump out, as you should be. Even better if you don't drive at night, but obviously some people are forced to drive at night. I try and avoid it, which is why I'm not set up with massive amounts of light bars and lights and whatever. Generally they're just going to fall to pieces, brackets and bull bars break, mounting points break, wires rub through, like what you saw in the previous video with the relay. I suppose it was 5 years old. Bit of a bad design, the built-in fuse, because that's what allows the moisture, the water to get in there every time you wash it down. So lesson for me, I'm going to do a bit of R&D, and we're going to blow it dry, blow that the relay with the fuse built in dry. Just coming to an intersection here, we're going to turn, so I'll turn the lights down just to give you a comparison. Once we turn here, I will I'll put them on and off a few times so you can see the difference. But yeah, this is a $39 light bar, so it's a bit of a toy, better than nothing, but for the money you can't really go wrong. There it is again. I mean, it throws out a lot more light than not having it, that's for sure, and I'm sure you probably would have liked to see it separated to the high beams, and unfortunately the way it's set up, it's a setup that goes on with the high beam, so that's off again. Like I said, in the last couple of weeks when I've put the high beams on, it doesn't make a lot of difference. This throws out a fair bit extra light, and it's mainly that white light, nice and close by, like in the first 50 metres to the trees, whatever, where you've got time to, if not stop, slow down a lot to avoid something that's going to come out. So look, I think if you've got a bull bar, you might, fair enough to say every vehicle should probably have something like this. Doesn't have to be the King's brand, whatever. I was reluctant to try the other one. It's supposed to be brighter, but it is smaller, so look, it just looked a bit puny, let's say. So I wanted something that looked a little bit more solid. Just turning the lights down because we do have an oncoming vehicle, I believe. Now I just want to talk about that while we're at it as well. Some other important information. Now, when you're approaching them, by rules, last time I checked this, and I did check it, I think about a year ago, you only have to dip your lights when you're within 200 metres of another vehicle, right? So whether it's oncoming or you're catching up to them, right, they were a bit behind a hill, so we put them back on and back off again anyway, but they are kilometres away where we turned them down. You don't actually have to do that. Look, each to their own. It's a bit of a hard one. I mean, we're both disadvantaged by not seeing a very far distance ahead at the moment, not having our high beams on. This is about 200 metres, so you know it's pretty close. If you left it there to have your high beams on, or if you were approaching someone from behind to 200 metres before you turn them down, I don't think they'd like it, but that is the rule. So just be aware if you got someone doing that, because if they read the rules and they're square and all, that is the way it's written and how it works. So anyway guys, there it is. That's the light bar, 22 inch, 39 bucks. I reckon you can't go wrong for the money, but don't expect miracles. That's my review on it. If you want to get one, and if you don't, happy days. Thanks for watching as usual. If you haven't, just consider subscribing and turning the bell on so that then you don't miss out on our next important information regarding your vehicle.